Hi everyone, welcome to Cypress training day 3. And yesterday we discussed about how we can group our test using utilizing Mocha, which comes in built with Cypress. So here we saw like if we want to group logically using Mocha, so we can use this describe, and this also like a method. Okay, as we declare test like it, and inside this describe we can write our test. Okay, so this was our first test and this was the second test, and when you run this it will be displayed as search text has two test cases or test script, that is search Cypress and search Selenium WebDriver. All right, and other thing we discussed, like some of the prerequisites we need to execute before each test, that we can place under before each. All right, so whatever you feel like launching a browser and navigating some URL which requires by each and other test. So uh, those will be added to before each. All right, and if we want to, in a similar way, there are before, after, and after each. So before running any test, okay, and before each runs, uh, before each test, and same way like after, and after each, it runs for uh, every test cases after executing the last step. After it will run at the very end after executing all the test cases, all the test scripts inside this describe. To skip, we use like if you don't want to execute this test inside this group, we can mention skip, and if you want to run just one, you can use only. Okay, so that what we discussed yesterday. All right, today what we will do, we'll take a application and we'll see uh, what we can do to interact with the elements. So yesterday we saw like mostly we were using uh, inbuilt tool like that, which kind of element identification, which we just clicking and copying that with the commands, right? So but today I want to utilize our normal how we develop, right? Like we have seen in if you are using with Selenium, so how we write for the uh, scripts, we first identify elements, then we write utilizing like what is the exact locator we can use, so all those things. But before proceeding further, uh, do you remember someone yesterday has shared a screen and there was a problem like it was showing. So Cypress runs assuming that local host. Okay, so there was no error kind of thing, but um, so that was fine. Okay, another thing what we can do, we can modify our configuration file. So every time we write in each script, if we have to write this way, okay, so what we can do, the base URL we can place it into the cypress.json where we keep our configuration files. So we already have this, right? Watch for file changes as false. And what else I can have here? I can write base URL. Okay, and suppose here in case of Google, I can place google.com. But today, I'll be taking uh, one application. So this is application as a sample application. Uh, it is provided, means provided by the, uh, or you can say a kind of example has been provided by the Cypress. So that's we will utilize this. And okay, so I want to place from here till here. This is the base URL, and after that page will change. Okay, so as we navigate from here and there, so it will change. So I want to put that uh, inside this base URL. So this will be my base URL, and after that you can just put uh, a page name, and you will get navigated to that. Okay, so we'll see. And this setting applies to each whatever the test you create inside this project. Let's close this. And what I'll do, I'll add another file, and I would say um, like test one. Okay, so team, I'm just writing this way. You don't need to write like spec.js. Whatever you want, you can write. Okay, so this one I created. Another thing, you if you remember, team, what we did like for the if you start writing without adding the first line we saw inside this test is spec.js, this reference. Okay, so if you do not add this, this will not provide the autocomplete feature, or if you say intelligence, like if we like after cy we put dot, it will display some suggestions, right? If you don't put, it will not work that way. So uh, or the mocha things, so those some if we see here, but sometimes mocha suggestions and all will not be displayed. Okay, so for that, what we can do, we can move it to under the root folder. Okay, so this is the root folder, and what I can create a I can say js config dot, okay, js. Okay, so under this folder, what I will write. So here so why I'm going to write this there, because in every JavaScript file, first you need to write the first line as it is. Okay, then you will see the autocomplete things. But suppose you are going to have some 10, 15 or more than that files, every time you need to write. So just to avoid that, what we can do, we can create a JavaScript file. We can write this way: include, okay, and then square brackets. One second. Why it is throwing error? Okay, let me see. And what we can do, we can say like node. So we are including folder also, node modules. Okay, so this is for the Cypress. Okay, And the next thing we can add for the folders. All right, Cypress, and then let's see if this works. .js. It's showing some error. It says like semicolon expected, but why that is? Okay, maybe. I thought it's a colon. All right, so I saved this. Okay, now okay, I'll not write that step. And so this was some prerequisites I thought to explain you. Let me close this. Now I'll put this URL here. So we are going to utilize this URL. Okay, and first you need to register. So I have already registered here. So I have registered using my email ID. Okay, so once you log in, uh, it will uh, show you your feed, global feed. Okay, and you can create a new post, settings. This is your user profile. All right, so this what we'll do. And let's first write first test case which to log in this application. Okay, so first let me log out and go to login page, right? All right, so I would say describe. So this will be my login. Okay, so this functionality I'm uh, grouping together login test cases. Okay, and as you remember, we need to write this way, or you can write function also, right? Now function I can write as sign in. Okay, all right, so here I'm going to write the first test case to log into this application. Okay, so cy dot visit, first we need to write this, right? And we need to launch the base URL, right? So what I can do, I can, because the base URL already I think we entered. Okay, we it gives some suggestion also, team, if you see here all these things, right? So if you see here what we gave, not here in Cypress JSON, till here we gave, and our login starts from here. So I can provide this way, or right. Okay, so this will redirect to the this browser. Okay, we'll see how it works. So meanwhile, team, if you get any question, let me know. I guess login page will work this way. So let me try. Okay. If didn't work, then we'll put the complete URL. Okay, so now we need to identify the locator for this. So right click, inspect element. Okay, so what we have for the email, we have include input class, this class name, we have placeholder type email. So we'll utilize a CSS selector. So let utilize this uh, okay, input and the placeholder. So what we can write, uh, how we can write team dot get, right? And this way it is input and what we copied from there, right? And then dot type. So we need to enter to this. So using my email ID, I can write here. So first you need to register. So I already registered here. Same way I can copy this line. Um, Someone has mentioned you were trying to save JS settings in JS file. You may try to .json file. Uh, yeah, right. So here, right, I think that's a correct one. So let me rename this file. Yeah, thank you, Dhiren. All right, so let me save this. Now go back to the password. So I think password, uh, let me just click the inspect element, and password also have the same. I think only the difference is password. Okay, so I can go here, I can change in place of email to password, and I registered with password like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and then I have to click on this sign in button. Okay, so here what we have class and type. So we can utilize the class name like btn. Okay, so cy dot get dot btn. Okay, so this is the uh, class name, and this is css we are following. If there's a class, you need to put dot. If it is id, you need to put hash after then you can write the exact name or yeah, id or class name. Okay, so what we need to we have text, right? That is sign in. So if you see here, we have text sign in. So what I'm saying, after because on the page there may be maybe many buttons, okay, because we don't get the unique name. So we that's why I utilize this class, and now we can utilize this contents. So contents we can pass like what is the sign in. Okay, so I'm saying if this is a button and the it contains sign in, so contains also like a get. So get you identify element with some locators. Contains if it locate with the text. If any element it finds with that particular text, so it will identify and perform the operation. Okay, and then I can do click. All right, team. So let's see if this works. I can save this. And okay, so we have two tests. So let's npx cypress open. It will take some time before it opens. Let's see. Yeah, it launched. And today we created this one, so I can click here to run this file. Okay, so we are good here, right? All right, so you see what we did today. We put the URL in the base URL, and it divides into the pages, right? So / login, it will redirect to the, so you see here till the hash sign. If you see the URL, that is our base URL, and after each page will be added with the / page name, login, or any other page if we navigate. uh, as we discussed, whenever you mouse over on the each step, it will highlight and it say like what you did there. Okay, finally we clicked. Okay, so we are good here, but we see we don't included any assertion here. Okay, so what I can add, dot should. Okay, I can add here, and I'm saying there is a b dot visible. Okay, so what I'm saying, query this element which contains sign in, and if it is visible, okay, then click. Okay, so let's save this and go to here and rerun. Okay, now you see we added the assertions, so expected value, and it says like expected button to be visible. Okay, so that assertion is passed. So it is always good to add assertion so that you know, uh, okay, it will be help us to debug also. All right, so we are good. Once we, any question team you have till now? So if you see, I am not using anything uh, element locator or copying the commands from the Cypress. We are just identifying like what, how we do in real projects. Okay, and that's always we should follow. Once you uh, navigated to home page, okay, we should verify like uh, the title of the page is conduit. Okay, and then I can create a new post. So to create new post, you need to click here, and then you need to add article. Okay, so let's do it. So let me add another test here, or what I can do, I can create another um, new file, and I name it test2.js. In the same format, let's because we are saying spec. Okay, all right, so same way I can write describe, and I say create article. Currently I'm adding just one test case team, but there can be many test case added. Okay, all right, and then as we write it, and what I can say, so first we need to sign in, right? So what I can do, I can copy paste whatever I did from here. So I'm not going to write that same thing again. Okay, so this will log in. Now I'll so okay, I'll write another test and then we'll see as we go through. Okay, let's write one test to create a post. So I'll just copy it, and I'll say create post. Okay, to create post, we need to click on the new post. So where is that? So we need to click here, right? So it's a class nav dash link, or I can click using new post also, because I don't see any other text with this new post. So let's write this this way: dot contains. Okay, so remember team, get and contains, get using locators, contains using text. Okay, new post dot click. uh, so team, there will be one problem when you log in and we navigate to this page. Sometimes it will load it properly, and sometime you need to wait for sometimes. Okay, and Cypress will always retrying before it fails. So someone asks, I think the first session or somewhere, like how we can what is the maximum timeout that Cypress has. So Cypress has approx 4 seconds of timeout, okay, before it throws error like it is not able to find element. Okay, so we'll see how we can utilize this timeout. Okay, all right, so let's first go through it. Meanwhile team, if you have any question, please ping. And if it is quick, like I'm going very quickly in, so you can also let me know if I need to explain anything. Okay, so let's do one thing here. After login, okay, so once we visit this uh, page, Let's do some validations team before we move forward. Let me log out. Um, we're on this page. So we see the title of the page, right? So there are some URL commands, okay, which we can utilize. So what I can uh, say cy.title, okay. So what this does, uh, this will give access of the currently active page, and we can verify the title, okay. So we can assert this, and there is a equal, okay. So it says if it is equal to, so what is the title name? It's conduit, okay. So conduit. So now we are saying navigate this, assert that this page equal to conduit, okay, and then perform the entering user ID and password and click, okay. We already asserted here. So once you log in, so let's see, once you log in here, so how we do in practical scenario, once you log in, right, you will be navigated to this, okay. So I want to verify that your feed is visible or not, right. So what I can add in my this existing test, cy dot contains your feed, right. This is the text we see after login, right. I can should write this way and be visible. I can utilize. So what it says, be visible, at least assert that at least one element of the selection is visible, okay. That's what it does. So we asserted, but sometimes if it is not loaded in 4 seconds, your test may get failed. So how to add a customized timeout, okay. So to add customized timeout, how we can do, and curly braces we can put, and we can say timeout, and we can say suppose 6 seconds. So in this way you can put timeout for the specific uh, elements, okay. So if that takes longer time to load, you can write this way also, okay. All right, so we done with the first test. Now let's work on the create post test. Okay, so we are saying like if that page contains uh, after login, if it is a new post, click there, okay. So once you click here, new post, okay, someone has pinged. All right, so I don't see any question. Let's proceed. So we get this form here, right. So let's try to quickly identify these fields. So it has a placeholder name. Again, we can utilize this, and this is type input. Okay, so here I can paste it. All right, and what I can type, I can type uh, Hello world. Everybody is with me, right, team? Uh, and then I can utilize this. I can copy this and same thing I can copy paste here. Here there's a apostrophe sign. What I need to utilize this slash. So this is so that it is a skip character, so that we can utilize this one. And mm, or I can say type test Cypress. Placeholder is efficient for locator. Type would be same type for, like, there are many text, so type will be I think you are saying type, right? So we see type for the article, also we see type text for the other field also. So there may be test will fail. So some fields I think will look we should look for the either class name we can use, right? But placeholder we see here, that is unique, that's why we used here. So I hope, Chitra, you got the answer. All right, team, so we'll quickly uh, try to complete this and then we'll talk over. So we write for the this article now. Let's copy this one. Here also I can utilize this placeholder. Okay, but here it's a text area, team. So okay, so I can write text area. All right, and we need to type something here, and I can say Cypress, right? After that, do we have any other element? Tags, leave it, and then we have publish article. So we have type button and then class. Okay. uh, so text, using text, we can try to click. So cy dot get, sorry, dot contents, and what we have publish article, that is the text on that button, right? Dot click. All right, so I think once we click here, like, let me add quickly something, test hello, and if we publish, it will redirect to this page where we can see articles. Okay, you see here this directed to this page. Okay, so how should we verify that it redirect to the correct page? So there is this Cypress has a URL. Okay, and this provide various method you can utilize, and I can assert that it includes article. Okay, so I'm saying once you click publish article and it navigated to the article page, this URL should contain the article. So we are asserting like it is navigated to the correct page. Okay, so you see in Cypress also gives URL access. You can verify in a very easy way, and these are some URL commands we can utilize. Okay, this title, this URL. All right, so let me quickly run, and okay, let me stop this and I can run the second test. Okay, so it is signing in, and then it's creating a new post, and things are passed. Create article has executed, it's signed in, it asserted that uh, page title is conduit. Okay, and then we asserted the button, it is visible your feed, right? See how it is easy to debug your scripts. It is highlighting like what was the assertion, then it created new post. Okay, and at the end we asserted like it is navigated to the correct page or not. All right, team. All right, there are some more things we can do. We can suppose if we want to refresh this page. Okay, so there are some commands I'll let you know before we complete this. So there are commands like cy.reload. Okay, you can utilize this to reload the page, and then there is a uh, to access this navigation on the any page, forward or backward movements you can access through this go, and inside this you can put like a back or forward. That's how you can access. Okay, so let me save this and rerun this again. It will again yeah, so it reloaded, and it when navigated to the backward. Okay, so that's we can utilize those things. All right, team, so today we discuss like how we can configure a base URL, how we can configure this where we don't need to add everything every time there's a reference type of Cypress. And then we saw various URL commands, and timeout, and also how to uniquely locate element using yourself, and then write the script. All right, team, any question? All right, I don't see any question, team, so that's it for today. See you tomorrow, and we'll discuss the how we can design a framework. Okay, so utilizing page object model, how we can develop a framework using Cypress. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow. Bye.